Well, 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 how the mighty have fallen. I remember when critics used to swear up and down that whatever Marvel made was gold. It didn't matter what the audiences thought. The Eternals, gold. Doctor Strange and the Multiverse of Madness, gold. The audiences, however, they had other feelings about that. Man, just how the tables have turned. Now, when Marvel actually makes an okay movie, the critics pounce. They're almost tripping all over themselves to be the first one to say something negative. Here's a couple of choice lines that I pulled from Metacritic. If you've been committed to the MCU over all these years and iterations, you may find the new movie an acceptable entry in the never ending saga. I say it's spinach, and I say to hell with it! This movie is anything but brave. It's the most feckless. Feckless? Has anyone just casually used that in a sentence before? Hold on, let me Google this real quick. Okay, hear me out. That actually might be spot on, but let's continue anyways. Spineless blockbuster of the last decade. Brave New World is a bunch of characters wandering around in search of meaning. The Marvel machine creaking loudly tries to whip up some grand mythos around B-tier figures. Actually, I kind of agree with that last one a bit. I don't see it as harshly as Vanity Fair did, though. I see it as more of a positive. All these fair-weather fans forget that every single Avenger until the MCU happened was a C-tier hero at best. Captain America: A Brave New World is a pretty clear course correction for the MCU and should be looked at as more of a jumping on point for both old and new fans alike. Captain America: The First Avenger, I would have given that an A. Captain America: The Winter Soldier, definitely an A++. Captain America: Civil War, A+. Brave New World, it's a B. Now, that doesn't mean it's bad. I actually recommend and encourage you to go see it in theaters. You won't be disappointed. However, there are three things that are pretty clear about the movie after watching it. One, the movie had a crap ton of reshoots, because, and I'm assuming here, that they hadn't figured out the tone of the movie yet. Some scenes didn't fit nicely with what preceded them, and some of them you could tell needed more time to cook because the compositing was rough. Since most came towards the end, I won't spoil them. But I do want to remind Marvel that Sam is in fact, hold on, let me check my notes real quick. Yeah, Sam is in fact just a regular human and not a super soldier. So if the Hulk throws something at him, he is not going to catch it with his bare hands. Two, they knew that comic accurate Sam Wilson is just horrible. He just objectively is horrible. The man literally quit being Captain America because he was sad when Marvel made the equally horrible decision to have Steve Rogers become Captain Hydra. They tried it and got burnt for it in Falcon and the Winter Soldier. Here, they had Sam more closely return to his personality he had when he was first introduced in the MCU. And he has grown since then. Bruh, thank God they got rid of that holier-than-thou personality. Seriously, who thought that was a good idea? But thankfully, though, this time around, Sam is more like a grounded adult trying to do the best of what he has, which is just perfect. And three, I don't think Marvel had any idea how to actually market this movie. I honestly think most of the major plot points were ruined in the trailers. Red Hulk should have been a surprise. The actual main villain of the movie should have been talked about more. I think the third act reveal would have gone off way better had they held back. In Brave New World, it's pretty clear that there are a bunch of ideas that they're trying to play around with while trying to not make it a Steve Rogers style Captain America movie. The problem is, though, Sam himself really isn't fleshed out. He's not an interesting character. He has no interesting side characters and no unique villains, so it's hard. One of the biggest problems that the movie has is that you have a bunch of characters who are trying to stand tall next to Sam, but when your main character doesn't have a strong footing, the rest of them might as well be neck deep in water. One huge praise that I will give this movie is that I think they did a good job of showing the brotherhood that Sam's character brings to the party. The scenes with Sam, Torres, and Isaiah Bradley were really well done. How they choose to use this going forward, though, I'll be cautiously optimistic about. But can we talk about how there are some scenes that were filled with some, now this is going to sound bad, but bear with me, undue respect? Sam Wilson just walks into a room and everyone is just starstruck, saying things like, "Oh, it's Captain America, thanks Cap," and so on. But I think it would have played a lot better if everyone was just more cautious around him, especially since he's taking this role after John Walker. And instead saved a moment like that for the next Avengers movie where he does something awesome to get people's respect. Sort of like how no one was thinking about Steve Rogers till after the battle for New York and how he saved those people, I think it was a diner or a bank, and then how he directed the police on how to better protect the civilians. A scene like that would have been. It should be no surprise, but Captain America Brave New World gets a B from me. It's not as great as the last Captain America movies, but I still think it's fun enough to merit going to the theaters to see. It lays enough breadcrumbs to interest me to see what's coming next, but they aren't as heavy handed as previous Marvel movies, so if they need to course correct, they can do it without causing any troubles to what this movie laid out. And yeah, that's it. Go see the movie already. My name is Quantum, and I'll catch you next time. While Lumley bringing a refreshing amount of black anger and cynicism to his performance, Mackie is stuck in a kumbaya mode designed to not offend white viewers. It may be a brave new world, but it's the same old story. Bro, black man to black avatar voiced by a black man. Just no. I don't want to hear any of that stuff about black anger in my superhero movies or my TV shows. Unless it's American Gods. Orlando Jones as Mr. Nancy, his speech was just legendary. Secret Invasion, I love Sam Jackson as much as the next person, but that show was ruined by trying to force in black anger. Falcon the Winter Soldier had a crap ton of issues. I won't even touch on Sam Wilson bending over backwards to try to make a terrorist seem sympathetic. But the scenes between him and Isaiah Bradley arguing over a black man wearing the red, white, and blue, absolutely trash. Next, you're gonna say you support that bullshit of Storm and Black Panther getting married. It was legit because they're black and recognizable. Fuck off, Bishop, and dun da da da. They ended up getting divorced. They legit sent my girl back to Africa, and everyone celebrated.